off with my brows as usual, and I'm using the Avon Brow Kit in Soft Brown. This is one of the newer products that I've had a chance to try. My auntie's just started selling Avon and gave me a few bits and bobs to try, so I jumped at the chance of trying a few things because I remember being a kid and Avon being my favourite thing in the whole wide world. And now they've totally revamped all their makeup, and I don't know if you've caught their TV adverts, but it's fab. I really love it, so I was really excited to try some new things. And so far so good. This stuff's great. I absolutely love the little brow kit. It comes with a wax, so I use that first to apply a sort of layer and build the shape of my brow, because I naturally have quite a good shape of my brow, and this way is quite good. I mean, it's a bit of a what came first, the chicken or the egg situation, but I find using the wax first allows me to shape my brow the way it is naturally and fill in the gaps to give it that fullness and thickness, rather than trying to create this whole completely new shape in my eyebrow. And this look is going to be quite a natural look today. I say natural, but you know, natural for me. So I don't want a too heavily overdrawn brow, and this kit's perfect for that. Now when I'm drawing in my brows, I like the underline of my brow to be a bit more defined, and I've recently found these little Makeup Revolution Aqua Seal drops. They're really fab for turning powders into liquids. So if you've got a nice eyeshadow that you want to turn into a liquid liner, or like I'm doing, I just slightly dampen the outer edge of one of my shadows so that I get a bit more of a wet, you know, liquid, highly pigmented formula. And just mix that up until I'm happy with the consistency of it. Don't want it too wet, you don't want it too dry either, because there would be no point in putting the drops on. And then I follow the line that I want to overemphasize a little bit more. And it just allows me to give the brow a bit more definition. I've gone ahead and sculpted my brow, and I'm now going to use the Avon Eye Primer. This one is in light beige. I tried this for the first time the other day and I really liked it. I'm going to use the Colour Tattoo Maybelline eyeshadow in, I can't remember what shade this one is, but it's a brown, okay, on and on bronze it's called. And I'm going to use that over the lid and give them a little blend, and they're so much easier to use than powder eyeshadows. And really, once you've got the cream eyeshadow on and blended out the edges, you're good to go. However, this is me, and we're not good to go. So I'm going to add a little bit more. Next up, I'm going to use a new Avon eye palette that I have. So there's 8 shades in there. Good colours, yeah, like I'll give them that. Their mattes are actually incredibly pigmented and really blendable, which surprises me because mattes always tend to be a little bit less blendable. The ones with the shimmer or the sparkle in them are not as easy to blend, but still work really well. You get a really nice colour from them, and it still wouldn't put me off using them. So I'm going to use this shade here, this sort of silvery grey shade. Just over the eyelid, slightly pulling it up at the outer edge so you give your eye a little bit more shape. And I'm using a MAC 242 brush to apply this and padding it into the eyelid rather than sweeping it. And then going in with our trusty 217. I say trusty, but I always forget these numbers. And just blending out the outer edges. And to soften out that edge a little bit more, I'm going to use another new makeup palette that I got the other day. Another Makeup Revolution purchase. I love their eyeshadow palettes. And I'm going to use this matte sort of sand colour and matte mauve colour. Just a touch of each blended together. And I'm going to blend out that outer edge, just to soften it out. Next up, onto lashes. I'm going to give mine a quick curl. And I usually will give them a curl about midway and give it a little squeeze and pump the eyelash curlers. Come back and then go closer into the root and give them another squeeze and pump the eyelash curlers, just so you get a nicer bend to the lash rather than it being straight up. And because I didn't want any sort of big false lashes on that day, but you all know me, I hate my lashes as it is, so I'm just going to add in a couple of little clusters, just some individual ones. And apply my regular mascara on top. So I've already already primed my face with the L'Oreal Infallible primer because I went to go and do it on camera and realised I hadn't done my other eye. So I've already prepped my face with this. This is amazing. I'm really a big fan of this. If you've watched any of my channels, any of my other videos on my channel, and you'll notice I really like the L'Oreal Infallible foundations. But the foundations do tend to make my skin go a bit shiny. And because I'm a woman and I'm fussy, I do really like my foundation being nice and dewy, but I don't like being shiny. So I'm scared to use the matte foundation and not like it and find it goes quite matte and chalky, which is what I don't like. I also really like the idea of matte primer, so I bought one of those, gave it a try the other day, and I tried it with a BB cream. Now, if foundation makes my skin go shiny, it's nothing compared to what a BB cream can do. So I used it with a BB cream and it kept my foundation in place all day. It was incredible. I absolutely loved it. So I highly recommend that base if you go shiny like me or you like that sort of matte texture. So I've used a little bit of the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua foundation as a base to my foundation. But being Chanel, all their foundations are far too dark. Even being the lightest, palest one, it's far too dark for me. So just where I would naturally need a little bit more coverage, sort of in the central belt of my face, and where I wouldn't want it looking too dark, I'm going over it with the L'Oreal Infallible Porcelain foundation. Next up, I'm going to use my new favourite concealer combo. I have recently, I say recently, but I discovered the Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer a little while ago. I really liked the soft beige because it's got that sort of peachy undertone to it. And the peachiness that's in the concealer colour corrects any sort of dark blue shadows that will collect in the under eye, sort of in the inner corner. And being Casper, it's too dark for me. So I really like using the ivory over the top to make sure that it's not too dark under the eye area. And I'm going to use my beauty blender to blend that in, but I'm going to mix it with another product. So again, L'Oreal Infallible, I do love their base range. So I noticed they did a fixing spray, and if you look at the bottom of it, it's got powder at the bottom of the bottle. So it must have some sort of powder residue to keep makeup in place. Again, I used this the other day just to test it out before on camera, and I found that using it on my foundation, it gave me little patches of sort of where spray had hit my face and not dried in, and I didn't like that. So I'm now trying it by wetting my beauty blender with it, because I will sometimes wet my beauty blender with my fixing spray, so it allows any product to be fixed into the skin. And so far so good. I prefer that to using it straight onto the skin. To contour, I'm going to use my Sleek Contour Kit. This one I absolutely love because I used to use the Sleek Contour Kit with the blusher, and as much as I loved the blusher, I didn't go through it as much as I did the contour section and the highlight section, because if you're like me and you wear a different contour, different blusher every day, there's not much point in having the contour palette with the blush in it. I mean, for someone that would use the same colour every day along with their contour and their highlight, fantastic. It was value for money. I think it's about £10 from Superdrug. So you can't really beat that. But for me, I got to like 101 blushers. So to use the same one every day, it just doesn't happen. So I tended to have so much of the blusher colour left. But I've now noticed they've started doing them just as the contour and as the highlight. So yeah, big fan of these ones. And I have got the shade Fair, because as I said, Casper the Ghost didn't use any tan. And then I'm going to highlight. I'm going to use the same highlighter from the same palette. For blush, I'm going to use MAC's Dainty, one of my favourite winter colours. So rosy, so icy, great for that frosted mornings. For lips, I'm going to be using Sleek's Matte Me, upside down, Sleek's Matte Me. This is the Kylie Jenner lip kit in sleek form. It's fantastic. It does what the Kylie Jenner lip kit does. It goes matte once it's on. They're not the most comfortable to wear, but it's a matte lipstick. You're not going to get that comfort from them. The colour is beautiful. It's like a mauvey nude pink. It's absolutely beautiful, and there's a massive range in them. I think they cost it £4. I've seen these things for a little while and I've never picked one up. Silly me, I will be picking up the whole range now.